What's up, MMA fans? Welcome back to MMA Ground and Pound, the YouTube channel with all the latest MMA news. Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones. Stipe Miocic and Jon Jones face off in a highly anticipated fight on November 11th at Madison Square Garden. Stipe hasn't competed since the knockout loss to Francis Ngannou back in March 2021. And Jon is coming off a win against Cyril Gane earlier this year. In a recent interview with BET Online, Stipe issued this warning to Johnny Bones.
What do you think in your game that you can present to Jon that he may need to have to worry about?
I think, speed, my angles, I think, punching power, I hit a lot harder than people think. And I think I have a great IQ. I always change it up, and, when something happens, I'll figure a way out.
Both fighters are immersed in their training camps preparing for this epic battle. Miocic seems like he has everything to prove being out of the game for so long. Do you think Stipe will defeat Jones? Comment below. Fans concerned for Darren Till. Darren Till recently posted this photo to his Twitter, and it has fans voicing their concerns about his current appearance. Comments include, "You alright, Darren? Bro, you look like you just walked out of a car accident. Damn, did you put that old person filter on? You look so bad, bruh. And damn DT, ease up on the partying." The internet can be a judgmental crapshoot sometimes, but we're also concerned about Darren after seeing this photo. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Angela Lee talks suicide. Angela Lee reveals that her 2017 car accident wasn't an accident at all, but a suicide attempt. Lee was just 21 at the time of the attempt, and she was coming off the first two defense fights of her atomweight title. Angela had an upcoming fight with title challenger Mei Yamaguchi to take place November 24, 2017 in Singapore. As November drew nearer, Lee continued to put pressure on herself to make weight, and said it was the biggest thing in the world to her. "I couldn't stop thinking about the shame that would result if I wasn't able to make the fight. As someone who had never missed any competition in her entire life, that terrified me. It became all-encompassing. And ultimately, I got to a point where I would rather take myself out of the equation than deal with what might come. That's where my head was at. It was all or nothing. Everything came crashing down on November 6th. I was trying to stay in the fight mentally, trying to stay strong, but I felt myself slipping. I was terrified and exhausted and at my limit. And all of those negative dark thoughts started flooding in." Angela said she then checked her weight, and the scale said she still had 12 pounds to lose, which at the time felt impossible. "I broke. I didn't care anymore. I kept going back and forth with thoughts in my head, talking myself in and out of possibilities. I wanted to escape. I told myself, I have to take myself out of this fight. And that's when things got really bad." That night, Lee said she went into the bathroom where she tried and failed to break her own arm. In her mind, an injury would make it possible for her to pull out of the fight.
And when that wasn't working, then I had the idea to get in my car. And the moment I felt my car hit and roll over again and again, in that split second, I experienced a feeling of relief.
Near her house, Lee found a cliff, but she hesitated to follow through with driving over it, and decided to drive back, but on the way she purposely drove through a guardrail. The fighter's car flipped over 5 or 6 times, but she survived the crash with only a concussion and some minor burns. At the time, she told the world she fell asleep at the wheel. Angela said she decided to tell her story because her little sister Victoria Lee inspired her. Victoria Lee was also a fighter and took her own life at 18, which didn't go public until now. Lee has also created a non-profit organization honoring her sister and so many other fighters that battle with mental illness. Fight Story is dedicated to speaking one's truth, inspiring hope, and building a community for those struggling with mental health. It was created to bring healing, awareness, acceptance, and support for those battling through their darkest times, and for their loved ones as well. No battle needs to be walked alone. If you like our videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can keep them coming. Sean O'Malley versus Alexander Volkanovski. During a recent episode of The Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley said that even though he thinks it would be a tough fight, he could 100% knock Alexander Volkanovski out.
I'm not saying I wouldn't fight Volk. I'm just being very honest. It's a very, very, very difficult fight. I mean, do I believe I could knock him out? 100%. I believe I could knock out anybody around 130, 145. 55, going to be a little tougher. I need to put on some LBs. But Volk's a very difficult fight. I'm not saying I will never fight him. I'm just saying that's not what I want next. I want to, maybe a year, 2 years.
Well, the analytics, man, when you're champ at a certain age and Volk's getting
That's
up
true.
there,
That's true.
You have a higher chance to lose, and I think it's a real win-win for you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Volk, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I want your. No, Volk. I like Volk. I don't even know if I don't even think I've met him a couple times just in person, just like a couple say what's up type stuff. Never hung out with him, but I think I like Volk. I like Volk a lot. Cool little dude.
Although O'Malley says he could beat Volkanovski in the ring, it doesn't seem like he wants that fight in the near future. Would you like to see these two fight? Comment below. O'Malley fan hit by a car. In other Sean O'Malley news, Sean revealed that a fan was running up to meet him and was struck by a vehicle.
Bro, this chick got hit by a car running over to see me. Garrett didn't get on video because it was happened so fast. But we were in Reds. We were leaving the Reds. I was like, let's just go sit in the truck for a second. It was super chaotic. So I'm like, we get in the truck, and I just heard this boom, and this girl gets up and starts running. She got hit, scraped her face on the floor, gets up, starts running. I got hit by a car to see you. And it was chaotic. This girl got straight smoked, like taken out. Not bad, but hard enough for her to fucking hit the ground and scrape her face. She got taken out by a car. And it was crazy. I heard it. A bunch of people saw it. Daniel saw it. Garrett saw it. Everyone saw it. I just didn't see it because I was sitting in the truck.
It's okay to laugh about this because this fan was very minimally injured, right? Let us know your thoughts below. Joe Rogan talks WWE UFC merger. Many fans and fighters have mixed feelings about the merger between the WWE and the UFC. Rogan sat down with professional wrestler Kurt Angle to discuss how he feels about the partnership.
The UFC and the WWE are together now.
Yes, they are.
Which is very interesting. Very interesting. But that's a gigantic corporation.
You think they're going to cross promote?
I don't know. I think they're definitely going to cross promote. What I'm interested to see is, obviously Brock was the most successful pro wrestler to ever compete in MMA. And CM Punk tried it. I'm going to be interested to see how many other guys. Bobby Lashley did it. How many other guys are going to try it?
When I look at that partnership, I see a lot of fighters crossing over to wrestling.
Yeah.
But I don't see many wrestlers crossing over to fighting.
Right.
I mean, that's a completely different beast.
Yeah.
I don't think there are many wrestlers that could go in there and mix it up with those guys.
Well, that's what's so sensational about Brock.
It is. He you know what? He's adapted to everything in his life.
Do you agree with Rogan and Angle that some MMA fighters will cross over to WWE after they retire from fighting? We want to hear from you in the comments. And that wraps up the news. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch all the latest MMA news. Here are the top comments from our last video. One fan said, "We are the best MMA news channel," which we greatly appreciate. Another fan wanted to know who would prank Alex Pereira like that. That's how you get knocked out. If you want to be featured in our next video, all you have to do is comment below.